No one will ever confuse me for the revolutionary George Jackson. He was a panther. I'm a pussycat. He dug Shea, Lenin, and Zop. With 7 years into my prison term, I'm relatively content to be living in Prison A, and I'm more into Chai, Lenin, and the Gap. But on the subject of noise, we're brothers. A couple years before he was gunned down in San Quentin's yard, Jackson wrote this about noise. It destroys the logical processes of the mind. A man's thoughts become completely disorganized. The noise, madness streaming from every throat, frustrated sounds from the bars, metallic sounds from the walls, the steel trays, the iron beds bolted to the wall, the hollow sounds from a cast iron sink or toilet. This is Saturday. There is so much noise on the tier that even my earplugs are useless. Grown men are acting like high school girls. The guards have some kind of sports on the radio. The state-sanctioned violence in prison has become a lot less blatant over these past 40 years. The noise, however, hasn't changed a bit. 5 feet from where I sit reading, there is a barrage of Spanish yelling. It is not a fight, but rather an ugly colloquy concerning sports teams, movies, and the associated characters. Bad noise from bad men. All that separates me from this oral assault are the steel bars of my cell and the bedsheet I have hanging as a curtain. That is to say, nothing separates me. The noise owns me. I realize that I've been reading the same line repeatedly for the past half hour. Sitting at my desk, trying to lose myself in a book, I look to escape from Prison A the most productive way I know. 20 minutes ago, before the noise, I was in a 1920s Princeton dorm room, courtesy of F. Scott Fitzgerald's This Side of Paradise. Now I'm back in prison as 3 animals mill around a table regrettably close to my cell, and I want to scream. My mind leaves the page and quickly grows dark. Let the yelling lead to violence. Let one stab another. That'll quiet shit down. Violence in prison is always accompanied by silence. Tense silence, but silence. Because I understand a fair bit of Spanish, I know that this spirited debate is asininity followed by misinformation with upside-down exclamation points smacked onto each word. No, there will be no violence here. Just more shouting until they disperse to watch TV or eat. Such is the tyranny of the boorish in their pedestrian desires. Almost as a rule in prison, a point is made not on the merits of one's argument, but on the vociferousness of one's delivery. It's not just the Latinos, it's everyone. In the course of life, you will find that people with the least intelligent things to say are those who say them most loudly. These clowns invading my space are but ghetto versions of right-wing radio hosts. Being hyper-aware of your surroundings helps keep you alive, and it definitely helps your writing. But it's a nightmare in a place like this, where you can never close a door on the noise. I've often fantasized about a loss of hearing that I could somehow control. The line I've been trying to read. Tom was deep in his work, and inside the room only the occasional scratch of a match or the rustle of leather as they shifted in their chairs broke the stillness. Noise. Everyone hates it. That's why it's called noise and not ice cream sundae. The word comes from the Latin nausea, seasickness. Listen to how luxury car commercials tout quiet interiors more stridently than Dolby sound systems. Unless you're enjoying the collective effervescence of a large public gathering, you likely want the noise kept at a minimum. It's why dampers of all sorts were invented. Owing to their construction and inhabitants, prisons are noisy places. Metal, stone, concrete, brick, and safety glass all bounce sound. And since there's no carpet and nothing soft to damper the sound except human bodies, the noises of prison crash around and land hard in your eardrums. Gates banging shut are grating until one gets accustomed to the sound. Then it becomes mere annoyance, like a car's horn. Antiquated steam pipes knock and bang in what is called a water hammer, a perfectly descriptive term. But the bulk of the noise is from the prison's residents. By most standards, these are close quarters. An average company is roughly 250 feet long. The cells are 6 feet wide and separated by quarter-inch steel. You share this company with 44 men. If you are